Freaky Friday! How are we doing, everybody? Today it's got me feeling nicey. It's your man and the host of this podcast, Sammy the Man McIntyre. We are back, rock and rolling. Last night, Jahmyr Gibbs and the Detroit Lions got me feeling nicey last night because it was turn back the clock time to last year with this offense. I'll dive into that game. I also want to touch on there's a really good signing today. Matt Campbell, Iowa State, goes to Penn State. I'll get into that. I think it's a fantastic hire. So let's start with this. So Detroit Lions last night walked that Dallas ass up and down Ford Field last night. And Mike Kesnick and all my buddies, Derek Solmonson, you know what I'm talking about. You watched last night an absolute beatdown at the hands of the Cowboys. Now, people are going to say, well, Sammy was 27-9. Oh, my God, they came back. That game was far from over. And I knew from the start, Amon-Ra St. Brown is one tough mofo, man. That's a guy that I want to go to battle with every single day of the week and three times on Sunday. That guy's a badass. And him coming back, he could have, he's not the biggest guy. He's not the smallest. He's got fight in him. And Dan Campbell, literally with this culture, he says, I want my best players to be the hardest workers. And you see it. Penei Sewell, Aiden Hutchinson, St. Brown, all these guys. And I'm watching last night. That was fantastic. Jahmyr Gibbs, come on, man. That guy's a stud. I mean, I've seen him live once when he roasted my Raiders. He's just a fantastic football player, even greater guy. And I remember I was thinking about this last night watching the game. I remember when he played at Alabama, it was that Tennessee game, 2022. And they lost. But I went, oh, shit, that guy's special. And you saw that on this full display last night. 120 yards, 3 touchdowns. Got me feeling nicey. It got me feeling nicey last night. And say what you want about Jared Goff. When you give that guy time in that environment, watch out. It is insane. And their team speed was on full display last night between two guys, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jameson Williams. You saw it on full display. And when I mean turn back the clock time, that felt like Detroit last night. And it's never been a talent issue. They've got tons of it in Detroit. It's a well-constructed roster. Brad Holmes is fantastic. He's great. But Ben Johnson losing him, it hurt. It really did. And early on, they had stretches where I'm like, looks iffy. This feels like a Philadelphia Eagles thing. They lose Shane Steichen next year. But I'm watching Dan Campbell take over play calling from Johnny Morton. They don't skip a beat. They averaged like 6.8 yards per play last night. Explosive down the field. And this without Sam Laporta. Imagine if they had him last night to complement Jameson Williams and that. They're just fun to watch. And defensively, listen, they're going to struggle. It's kind of like last year. I give Aaron Glenn a lot of credit. He's doing this with me, you, and a bunch of my cousins playing defense. They got guys hurt everywhere. But the way they fight, the way they play hard for this coach and this culture is just fantastic. And I can't say enough about Detroit. Elite is the word I always use because they are. They're one of the better teams in football. And this coach, this is probably the best hire the Lions have ever made in my life at the head coaching spot. Because Dan Campbell feels Detroit. He feels like a badass, tough guy, Mike Vrabel, puff chest out, physical presence, you name it, culture builder. And what he's done, I can't say enough. And I'm just very impressed with the Lions last night because that was a game they had to absolutely have. And I like guys like that. When everything's going great, everybody's in a great mood. How is it when you're failing? How is it mentally? How does that screw with you? Do you come back harder or do you fall? Because last night, Detroit needed that game more than Dallas needed it. And I saw last night, Detroit took it to the Cowboys from the jump. They got St. Brown in there, bang. Little wheel route, got him going. So, congrats to the Lions. They control their own destiny right now. They're probably not going to get home field, but hey, their ceiling with that speed, when that offense is about as electric as I've seen it in years. So, that was fantastic last night from the Detroit Lions, pummeling the Cowboys. They got a push on the offensive line. Penei Sewell, I can't say enough about the guy. And I know people were complaining, I want Jamar. Jamar Chase, hell of a player. They both are. They're probably going to go Hall of Fame, both of them. But if it was me, I'm starting a football team, I'm building it with the offensive line. And the Lions did that, and they have not looked back for a second. So, it's just fantastic. And I can't say enough about Detroit. I love watching the Lions play. I'm a Packer fan, but I love watching Dan Campbell, and I root for the Lions off to the side when they're not playing Green Bay, because I just love this. And this feels like a black and blue division. NFC North, we got Packers, Bears this weekend. I can't wait. So, that was my take on Detroit last night. And they took it to them. And well done by Detroit last night. And on the flip side of the Cowboys, my words were, uh-oh, here we go. I saw a stat today. Dak Prescott, when he throws for 300 or more yards, they're 7-9 in his career. And I like Dak Prescott a lot. I've kind of come around on him. You know, he's okay. He's in that 15 range, a quarterback. Solid enough. He's Kirk Cousins with a better brand. I've heard that for years. And last night, I can't really blame Dak on this because I think most people, including me, this offensive line for Dallas is not the best pass-blocking offensive line. And that was on full display last night. You saw it. I saw it. Everybody did. But what they're really good at is run blocking. And Javonte Williams run with a pulse. They wrote him off. He comes back better. This offensive line is road grading people at the point of attack. And last night, they missed Tyler Guyton. They're missing guys left and right. And Dak is getting pressure left and right. I saw a stat today. When he's not getting sacked as much, they win. When he's getting sacked, he's got sacked 14 times in losses, they lose. So it's just kind of the nature of the beast. But I will say this with the Cowboys. Their future is pretty bright, despite last night. But when I saw last night again, and here we go, George Pickens, right on schedule. He turned into pouty George Pickens last night. George Pussy Pickens, because that's what he turned into last night. Immature, dumbass, uninspired, unengaged. All that came on full display. And Mike Tomlin probably told Dallas, this is what's going to happen. You know, stupid shit, stupid prizes. And again, I get every football team, you're not going to have a bunch of choir boys. You're going to have guys with a little screw loose. George Pickens is one of those guys. And once CeeDee Lamb got out, you knew kind of, okay, feed George Pickens. And listen, most of the time, they fed him and it's been great. But last night was one of those off nights. It just was. And Dallas is going to have a hard decision to make with George. Now, do you pay him? So the franchise tag, I would pay him. But knowing this receiver market, you can find guys second, third, fourth, fifth round. They always produce like 20 a year at receiver. It's like a conveyor belt, just bing, ding, 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 ding. I'd be hard time paying George Pickens like $30 million, because that's the rate now, and it is. But if you pay him that, you got questions. Is he going to pout? Is he going to sulk? Is he going to be a little bitch? You know, baby back bitch, baby back bitch. You got to know that. So that's going to be the key for Dallas. And last night, to me, their defense has been a lot better lately. It has been. But you just saw on full display last night. Wrong place, wrong time. That was my entire thought process watching that game last night. And they're going to be okay in the long run. They got a couple first-round picks. This is a really good left tackle draft. This is a really good edge rusher draft. You put edge rushers with that interior, watch out. Because Dallas can do that to people. And their offense is more than capable enough to put up points in bunches. They are. I mean, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Williams. Their offensive line is going to get better. This is a really good left tackle draft and a good pass rusher draft. And Dallas needs both. So they're going to be set up for a while. Yes, it was hard last night to watch. And yes, the old cowboy cliche, accident waiting to happen, came to fruition last night. And it did. But I'm not putting this all on Dak Prescott. He was running for his life last night. In that offensive line, the pass blocking was piss poor, mainly. It got exposed last night in front of everybody. Not to say it didn't on Thanksgiving, but I saw it through fruition last night. And the other thing that I found fascinating was George Pickens, Dak Prescott targeting George Pickens for 11 games had 135 passer rating. The last 2 games, pass rating of 29. That's pathetic. And that's because of George Pickens. Because once again, George Pickens is going back to Pittsburgh Pickens, which is uninspired, engaged, dumbass, shithead. And he came to fruition last night. So, Dallas, you kind of shot yourselves in the foot with that game. You made it close. You made it respectable. But Detroit ran away with that. And Detroit has got speed for days, especially when they get that turf. Watch out. And if they play like they did last night, Detroit, the ceiling on this offense and this team, they can win a circle. And I wouldn't want to play the Lions because they're going to hit you. They can do both things. They can be fast. They can score in bunches. They can score bang, bang, bang quick. Or they can do that power game. They can win with force. And they can win with finesse. And they can finesse you to death. Or they could be physical all game and drain that clock of 10 minutes to have a 10-minute drive. So, it's just awesome. And I love that Dan Campbell is coach of the Lions. He's just fantastic. And on the Dallas side of things, you weren't going to make the playoffs anyways. I have been more impressed with you because you beat the Chiefs and you beat the Eagles, two teams that represented the Super Bowl last year. But you're not that far. You're not there yet, but you're getting there. So you got to come more inspired, though. Brian Schottenheimer, that was a little downfall for me last night with him. Dan Campbell from the jump. They knew this game had some meaning to it. They whipped their ass from the jump. Brian Schottenheimer's team, did not have that same momentum. So, moving forward, keep an eye on that with the Cowboys. And last but not least, I saw a headline today. Matt Campbell from Iowa State, who has gotten linked to a lot of college jobs and pro jobs, he got the Penn State job. And I think it's an excellent hire. I heard Mitchell Renz, my guy on Instagram today, he had a headline. I think it was from Schefter. He kind of took a screenshot of it and then put a caption on it. That was a great hire. Because when I think Matt Campbell, and he had to build that Iowa State program from bottom to flip it. And he's done a fantastic job. He's got guys in the NFL, Breece Hall, Brock Purdy, Alan Lazard, so on and so forth. And it's hard to recruit in that area. Now, they've always been kind of little brother to Iowa. I know. Idiots out wandering around. I make fun of Iowa. It's a joke. Laugh, people. It's okay. Don't get your feelings in a wad. Pipe down now, okay? But my point is, he's done a fantastic job at Iowa State. You know, the little brother to Iowa. And I've been marveled at him. He's a really good coach. Him and Brock Purdy kind of flipped that program overnight. More Purdy than Campbell, but they both kind of got that program on the right track. And now he's going to Penn State, which is going to have more magnifying glasses than anything in college football. Now, is he going to be able to win those big games, unlike what Franklin can do? That remains to be seen. But I thought it was a fantastic hire. This guy knows that region of the country, Midwest, Big Ten country, meat potatoes. He's going to get it right. How many games they win, I don't know. But when I watch Penn State, they're always going to recruit well. Okay, this is Pennsylvania. They got a hotbed for talent. That's a really good state to do it. But now for Matt Campbell, my challenge for him is, can you win those big, big games that James Franklin could always not seem to get while he was there? The Notre Dame semifinal, the Ohio States, the Michigans. You got to win those. So keep an eye on that. I thought it was a really good hire, and I'm excited to see what Matt Campbell can bring to Happy Valley at Penn State because talent's always been there, but can they push that program over the top and get a national championship, which they've been yearning for a long, long time. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. I hope you guys are doing well. We got championship game weekend. It's going to be fantastic. NFL, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and we're getting there. So hope you guys are doing well. Love ya. Adios. Freaky Friday. Godspeed.